Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Bitcoin price prediction based on Elliott Wave analysis. This is the daily analysis for Bitcoin to see what happened, what we are heading. As we can see, of course, we broke our channel here as a signal, of course, for continuation toward the upside. We're gonna dive deeper inside it. As you can see, the bull run is finished as a wave 1. We are currently in an A, B, and a C. The wave C is unfolding here, very likely, of course, as a diagonal. And of course, the signal has been given. And of course, the confirmation is very, very close to be 100% here. And we see, of course, the price after exiting here, the acceleration channel, coming back to the base channel, cannot leave it to hit, of course, again, the acceleration channel as a wave 5. And obviously, this is a complex structure for a wave B, hitting perfectly the perfect fib level for a wave B and in an expanding flat and looking for a wave C. Currently, the wave C has to be, of course, an impulse 1, 2, 3. Now, everything was perfect until, of course, this area we have exit the base channel here, taken from the wave 1 and based on the wave 2 for the red base channel. And we saw, of course, the price hitting the acceleration channel. But, of course, the price came back to the middle line for a while here. For Bitcoin and the base channel, the middle line has been broken, and even the price has left the last 2 days has left, of course, the channels, and of course that is a very, very clear signal that we are looking for something for higher here again, at least as an A, B, and a C here to be finished, of course, and we're looking at a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. I'm expecting, of course, the price come back, of course, to this old base channel to hit as a resistance here. If broken and taking, of course, this price here, which is the invalidation of anything impulsive towards the downside as a 1, 2, 3 here, wave 4 anyway, the timing is already very huge in alternation for wave 2, meaning reducing so much the possibility for an impulse here and finishing an ABC as a zigzag. The wave C here is an expanding diagonal and finished, of course, with a wave 1, and we're looking for a wave 2 in diagonal here, and then pushing for lower for wave 3 and a 4 and a 5, unless, of course, we will find some signal of strength continuation toward the upside. If this happens here, well, this will make a different scenario, which we're gonna see, of course, within the labels again. So as we mentioned, the lowest possibility right now is as this scenario to reach, of course, directly the 1.61868K, our target in a one impulse toward the downside, because of course this wave 4 is very, very long based on the wave 2. And as you can see, the target is below the 0.38 in confluence, which is a perfect thing here to see. And of course, within this technical support area where we see, of course, a very strong hold, and we might, of course, reverse toward the upside. However, this is a low possibility. The highest possibility right now is the same target, the same scenario, ABC. But of course, in different psychology, we're looking at a wave 2 here for a diagonal wave 3 to unfold later on 4 and a 5, and then starting 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 5, continuation toward the upside for a new bull run here for Bitcoin. So the diagonal is expected, of course, to be at least in a zigzag for a 99K600 to be taken in validation, of course, for this double 1, 2 internally here, and then, of course, giving higher possibility for this wave 2, guys, as a zigzag. Now, the other possibility that I was talking about, if we break the 1-to-1 fib level and we continue for something for higher, and we will see exactly this signal, that means, of course, something else is unfolding as bullish here. And that means, of course, not corrective only, but bullish. And that means, of course, we might finish here a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, ending diagonal for a wave 5. And that means, of course, you might be in an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 here, finishing ending diagonal wave 5. If the wave 5 will reach the 1-to-1 fib level here, wave 5 longer than wave 3, this is a signal even for an extreme bullish scenario here, shifting to 1, 2, 1, 2, and then wave 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Very, very bullish. Of course, this is the ultimate bullish scenario for Bitcoin if this happens. But of course, the signal for it, of course, still very far right now to call it. And of course, we're gonna follow the moon when it is time for it. So basically, I'm looking right now for the 99K 700 to see what's gonna be the reaction there. And if we drop down, of course, that means, of course, our diagonal is unfolding still within the same scenario. If we dive inside it on the 2 hours chart here, for the 2 hours chart, we are looking, of course, at our diagonal wave A or a wave 1, which it is, of course, followed by a very complex structure here. This is nothing rather than noises for a wave W, another noise structure in a wave X. Sorry, I would say like WX and a wave Y here. The wave Y is an A, B, C, D, and an E, of course, as a triangle and finished exactly over there. And we're looking here at our impulse starting from the wave E as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 toward the upside. Yesterday, I made an analysis again, of course, that I was looking for the 1.618 as a wave 3, as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 here. The wave 5 is not finished yet. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, and it still have to take in precision the 1.618, 93K 400. On the 1 hour chart, we can see that this is very corrective, and I'm still looking, of course, for higher prices. Despite that, this looks like a diagonal. Wave 3 is very longer than wave 1, which is not allowed, and potentially opening a correction here, and then still looking for higher. Now, in case that we push for lower, well, it can be something else unfolding, but I doubt it, because this is very clear 1, 2, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, and we cannot reach this high without finishing, of course, an impulse. It cannot be an A, B, and a C. The wave B is very high as an expanding flat here, so I'm still looking, of course, for higher prices. Now, invalidation for this bullish scenario is taking the 90K 972, and that means, of course, the wave 4 is not allowed to interfere within this price. Zone 1 here, wave 3, wave 4 is not allowed, of course, to reach it. In case that we reach this price, that means, of course, something wrong is going on, turning into a big W, X, and a Y here. But it's still very far. But if we take it, of course, yeah, take it into consideration that this can be, of course, a wave Y, and then pushing for lower later on. So I'm still looking for a little bit higher here. And even the wave 4 should not take so much time based on the wave 2. It might be a little bit deeper, but of course it doesn't. It should not, of course, take this price, since the price it will still above the 90K 900. I'm still looking, of course, for higher. I'm looking to take at least the 95K above this point here to finish, of course, an A, B, and a C. Now, another possibility can be, of course, once we finish this impulse there, if we don't take the high, we gotta be careful from potential A, B, C, D, and an E, a triangle, and then pushing for lower later on can be also a possibility, but still very far. For now, I would like to see a signal for it at the top here as an impulse toward the downside. But this did not show up yet, and of course, we cannot call it. So by all means, right now, I'm still looking, of course, for higher prices, despite, of course, that this looks like 5 waves. It can be even like an ABC, as you mentioned, a little bit deeper, and then pushing for higher later on. Yep, so these are the update for Bitcoin for the daily, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.